Hi everyone, this is Chanel,
I'm Anne Marie Gaidos.
and welcome to Sweet 15, the holiday special.
This is so fun. I don't think we've ever done anything holiday themed together, actually.
No, I don't think we have either.
Like, I don't think we've even seen like lights or anything together. I know once we decorated the Isaac Club Suite in Baruch, but
And
well,
holiday theme?
actually, you weren't there. It was me and Anita.
Okay, yeah, I would say I don't remember I remember decorating the room, but I don't remember exactly why we were decorating it. I don't remember it being holiday themed.
I mean, there was a Christmas tree, so I think it was definitely for Christmas, but
Um,
alas,
Alas, this is Emery's new word.
I like it. I think it makes me sound really bougie, but I'm not really sure where I acquired
Yeah, interesting.
it.
So we thought this would be nice. Do like a holiday special, something to kind of like end off the year and kind of end off not the season. We're still continuing, but there'll be a little bit of a hiatus. But also to kind of get us into like the Christmas spirit and mood. I don't know, like I feel like this year, I won't say the year itself has been rough, but the past few months
Rough,
has been rough. It's been
really
rough.
rough.
Yeah. And I don't know why. I just have this feeling of like, I want to be very festive this year. Like, I want the cookies, I want the snow, I want like all the festivities. Like, I want one of those like Hallmark movie Christmases.
I don't know why, but sometimes you just get these ideas randomly, and I feel like they're so usually so deeply the opposite of you as a person and the things that you like. And I get so confused every time you tell me these things. I feel like you're lying to me. So just so everybody
Oh,
knows, Chanel is coming home for the holidays. So, if
yeah.
you want to see her, get your time in. But she's coming home for quite a few weeks. And she messaged me the other
Mhm.
day and she was like, yeah, when I come and see you, I want to see the Christmas tree. I want to see all the window displays. I was like,
Yeah.
who are you?
Yeah, like
And it
so
was so
true.
funny because I feel like that's usually something I would want to do. And I was like, oh my God, it's
That's
gonna be
true.
so crowded. I was like, I was like, I don't want to go. I was like, what is wrong with this girl?
I don't know. I think I keep forgetting like how crowded New York City is. And I think another thing is that like a lot of people like when I tell them I'm going back home for Christmas, they're like, "Oh my gosh, like you're going to New York for Christmas." I'm like, yeah."
I feel like all the real New Yorkers leave around the holidays. I feel like nobody's really here. Like they'll do one or two festive things and like
Yeah.
if you have the money, you go because it's terrible to be here. I tried to make drink reservations for us for Sunday. It's
Yeah.
Tuesday. So, like, in 6 days, 5, 6 days,
Yeah.
everything is booked. I can't make any reservations anywhere. I was like, what the hell is this? I don't want to be
Yeah.
here. Take me away.
I don't know. Because last Christmas we did technically spend together,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, I forgot about that.
We were in London
In
together last
London.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we are
But,
also in Ireland for
oh,
a little bit of
yeah, we
that.
did Ireland for, was
Yeah.
it? No, not New Year's. We came
No,
back.
I came back before. I think I came back the day of New Year's or
Oh,
something.
I went to Scotland for New Year's, but we did
Yeah.
Ireland like the week before. So like after Christmas, what do we leave? Like the next day or
Yeah, I
something.
think we left like the day right before Christmas. I think I got to London the day of Christmas and we spent it with my family in London.
Yeah, but I feel like wasn't there a thing that happened? Like you were supposed to get there earlier and then like
I missed
got
the
the
bus.
late.
I overslept and I missed the bus.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Well, I guess we already started on looking into the holidays of the Christmas past.
The episode's already done.
It's already done. We finished. But technically, I kind of wanted us to kind of do like inspiration from the movie The Christmas Carol. Do you know this movie?
Yeah. I've seen the original, of course, but I really like the Hallmark versions where they kind of redo it and it's always like the ghost of Christmas
Um,
past, present, and future. And it's always like
yeah.
some random rom com or like some boy toy gone wrong. And then, he finds his way and he gets the girl and blah, blah, blah. And I love those are like my favorites. Like whenever they would tease stuff like that on Hallmark, my favorite movies. So good.
Yeah, honestly, like I love the idea around the Christmas Carol for sure. I feel like the past few years, honestly, I've been feeling more like a Scrooge. What's his name? Scrooge?
A Scrooge, yeah.
I think his name was Scrooge and a Grinch. I've been feeling very Grinchy like the
Oh,
past few Christmases. So I'm kind of excited to be in a more like merrier mood.
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
surprised. I feel like you felt just a lot lighter lately in general.
Hmm,
So
I
maybe
try.
that's why.
Yeah. Well, so that's kind of our hope for this episode. And I'll start us off with some questions about holidays of the past. Okay, so to start us off, the first question is, when you think of holidays of Christmas past, what memories come to mind?
Because my family is from Slovakia and we're Eastern Orthodox Christians, we celebrate Christmas on January 7th as well as the 25th. So I think for me, Christmas was always a time where I was excited because I had two holidays. One was like that, like the traditional 25th was kind of like, okay, we get presents, we open things up, and then we go to see our grandparents. But the January 7th Christmas was more religious. So it was nice to kind of just be in church, be with our community, and just like feel very in tune with my culture. But it's also a time
Mm,
of a lot of misunderstanding, at least growing up, because we didn't get off for our Christmas from school, and me and my sister were really studious. At least I was. And so we hated like having to take off for school. We would always have finals or exams, or not finals, midterms rather around that time. And so it was kind of a really stressful time, and we had to like, I don't know, it always felt like we had to pick school or our culture, which was really annoying.
mm. Oh, wow. I think it's so funny because like the place I work now is like very, very international. So it's always interesting to hear different people's like idea of the holidays, ideas of Christmas, and then also there's the other holidays that happen around this time as well, such as Kwanzaa and Hanukkah. And especially like for Christmas, even though there's like the general story of like how Christmas has come to be, but everyone has very different like traditions around the holiday based on where they're from. So I think this is so like interesting. And also like if you meet people from other cultures, like sharing in that with them. I don't know. For me, it was always very family oriented. I think also because I have family like all over the place. It was like a really good time to kind of for all of us to be together. And I mean, we'll talk about the president and everything, but I feel like I have less family now. So yeah, sometimes it's a bit difficult thinking about like the memories of the past and what the holidays used to feel like. And I think that's why I became a little bit more grinchy recently.
Yeah, I think it's really hard when you look at the way things are when you were a child and now you're kind of a grown up, and so you're creating your own traditions and doing your own sort of holiday, and everything just looks so different. Even the people I thought I would always be spending the holidays with, they're just not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not they're not around. I feel like they're just doing their own thing. And I'm not sure if I'm necessarily invited, so it's very odd.
No, my people just be dying. They just
I knew you I thought that's where you were going with it. I was like,
yeah. So I don't know, like sometimes the magic that I felt that Christmas had has kind of disappeared. But I think that like now that I feel like I'm stepping to a role of being a little bit more in charge of like I don't know, transitioning the family into a certain direction or having more like say and opinions about things of how we do things for the holidays. I feel like things are changing slightly, so that's nice. Yeah. So next question. What was your favorite Christmas toy?
okay, I don't know if it was my favorite, but I have one that particularly traumatized me.
Oh
So
my God.
I'm going to tell you about it. Okay, so I used to love to write. I still do, but I really wanted this journal. It was like a password protected, like automatic journal. And you would like whisper into it with your voice and you would say like your password and then it would open.
Yes.
I'm told this toy was really expensive. I don't know. All I know is I wanted this journal and I asked for it for months. One of my aunts was supposed to get me this journal. And she kept saying she got me the journal. She got me the journal. Christmas passed. She was like, the journal didn't come in yet, but like, I got you the journal. I got you the journal. I don't think she ever got me the journal until one day my parents called her up and they're like, you got to give her this damn journal because she keeps talking
Oh.
about it. It was like 3 months after Christmas. She had like a drive by Christmas present drop off. At this point, I still wanted the journal, but I had lost all faith in the journal. So anytime I would open it, it just reminded me of all my disappointed expectations.
Oh my goodness. And that's where it all started.
That's where my trauma started.
That damn journal. For me, I have a few. it's funny because I have this one aunt. I feel like she was like the best gift giver. Um, but I have to say the gift that I think I cherish the most were really random. One was like a DW doll. You remember DW from Hey Arnold? But not Hey Arnold. Was it Hey Arnold? No, it was not Hey Arnold. Arthur. From Arthur.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know why, but
The
I
anteater.
loved, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
I love that DW doll, but I did not treat that girl right at all. Like, I think I remember, like, the reason why I can't be a teacher till today is because I used to abuse. I, I used to abuse the children in my make-believe class.
What do you mean you abused them?
When they weren't paying attention, they used to get the ruler.
What?
They used to get the ruler. And that DW, she used to always misbehave.
What did she do?
She was just talking, always talking, always.
Oh, all right, next question.
Okay. What was your favorite tradition or family tradition around the holidays?
I always just really like looking at the Christmas lights. So anything related to just walking around, even in Brooklyn. A lot of my mom's side of the family lives in Brooklyn. So we would go to like Brooklyn Heights, Diker Heights, and just like drive around and look at the Christmas lights. And I thought that was super
Mm.
fun. And then in Staten Island, there was this church near my house. I don't know if they still do it after COVID, but they used to have a live manger and it was free to go in and they just asked that you donate to the church. Like they had camels and cows and goats and sheep, and it
Yeah.
was it was quite small, but they had all these animals, and you could go and like, I mean, I was petting them. I don't know if you're supposed to, but I always thought that was so fun when we would do it. And then there's one house in Staten Island that goes over the top with Christmas decorations. We haven't
Mm.
been there in years, actually. We should go, maybe me and Christine. But they do all these crazy Christmas decorations, and they like basically fill out their whole yard, and it's like all these automated like reindeer, and like it's a different
Mm.
theme every year. Like one year they had the 12 days of Christmas, and like there were just all these different windows throughout their house that you could go through and
Mm.
see. Like an actual person lives there, and it's just like the
Yeah,
whole
it's just
house
a museum of Christmas.
overdone for Christmas, and it was really really fun. Like I said, anything that's kind of like lights and
Mm.
music and things that get you in a festive mood is really fun.
Yeah. I would say my favorite tradition, like in the past, it used to be, it's crazy because when I was actually doing this, I didn't love it. But I think now looking back and knowing that I need to stop crying on these episodes.
You never cry on these episodes.
Bro. No, I think like now looking back and knowing that like they don't happen anymore, I like cherish it so much more. So it used to be just like going to my uncle's house and like we would have like think like Christmas dinner. And then of course like the kids would sit at the kid table and the adults sit at the adult table. And we'd always be like, why we guys sit at the kids' table? Why we guys sit at the kids' table? And these nights would just go forever. And all I wanted to do was go home and play with my new toys. So I think it was like one of my family traditions I didn't cherish in the moment, but it's something that I hope like we bring back one day, the kids' table.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
kind of do like the idea of the kids' table. I don't really want to be at the grown-up table because that's where they're asking me all these questions they don't want to answer.
exactly.
The only thing
Oh,
that's good is
no,
there's alcohol, but you could bring that to the kids' table. Nobody has to
exactly.
know.
Exactly. It could be apple juice. They don't need to know.
But it's funny that you mentioned like the idea of the kids' table and like these big family dinners because I actually miss
Mhm.
that as well. But once my grandfather on my mom's side passed away, we kind of stopped doing big holiday dinners like that. And all of my mom's
Mm.
sisters, they split and they kind of do their own things. And you got to choose, you can choose like one of them to go to. And it's kind of like a competition, like who's going to
Yeah.
have the
Yeah.
most people at their holiday dinner.
Oh. Okay. So now that the trauma's done, let's talk about the present. All right. So how do you currently feel about the holidays?
You know what's funny? I think I'm a Grinch this year. I feel like I'm always a really positive, excited angel when it comes to the holidays. And I'm like, let's
Yeah.
go here and let's do this. I don't want to do anything. I don't know. I feel so
Mm,
uninterested in Christmas this year. Like the
yeah.
weather, even in New York, it doesn't feel like it's December or like the
Is it really
holidays.
warm there?
Mm. It was really cold the other day.
Yeah.
Today it's so, but I don't know. It's just very odd overall.
Mm. Like today in Paris, it's so warm. Like this past week, it's been feeling like what the first week of September would feel like. It's
Yeah, I'm
actually
very
quite crazy.
confused. Like
Yeah.
I think it snowed last week, like very
Yeah,
briefly.
same. Same.
But then the next day it was like 70 degrees. I was like, what the heck is
Yeah.
this?
Like global warming, but okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Like I said, I mentioned my grandfather not being here. My parents have kind of moved down to Florida. And I think things are just very different than they were for Christmases past. And like you said, Christmas, holidays, it's all about families. So I think
mm,
that combined with like friends getting older and doing their own thing, like it's kind of made me anti-Christmas this year.
yeah. No, like I don't know what has happened, but this year I feel so like excited to come back home. I think also maybe because I'm coming back home for like the longest period of time I've been home in like so long. So I feel like I won't feel super rushed as I've felt in the past with having to see everyone and do everything. But also like all I can think about is like going home, making cookies, putting on like matching pajamas, watching Christmas movies. Like we never do this, but I don't know why I believe I'm gonna come home and do this year. But I'm gonna make it happen. Like that's my goal. I need to bake some cookies. I don't care. I'm baking cookies. That's it.
I'm excited for you to make your cookies.
Yeah. Oh, and the next question is, what do you still look forward to? I kind of just
Cookies.
talked about the cookies, but yeah, what about you?
Honestly, I don't know this year. I think for me it was the
Mm,
Christmas lights. Again, like seeing the light displays and things like this. But even I went to the Saks Fifth Ave display and I feel like
yeah.
I was excited, but and like it brought out a little bit of my inner child, but there were so many
Mm,
people. I was like, get out. I was like, I don't know why all these tourists are here, but they need to leave my city because this is too much. You're killing my
yeah.
vibe.
Why don't we just like move to like a little countryside for like the week? Let's go to like one of those like small towns where we meet those like country guys. Maybe like, you a city girl? Let me take you away. Let's go to the I don't know what they do there, but
Where? Where are these city towns? Like in Jersey?
it's like New Rochelle. Like just go upstate a little bit.
I did that. I did that a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it's quieter over there. And there must be
Quaint.
some ice skating or something.
I can't ice skate.
Oh, I'm sorry. I won't bring it up again.
It's funny because that's the one thing I really want to do is I really want to ice skate. But if I tear my
Yeah,
ACL again, I don't even know what I'm
yeah.
gonna do.
So next question, what do you wish to avoid?
As much as I love family, I wish to avoid aggressive family members and
Oh,
any sort of conflict during this time.
mm, amen to that. What do I wish to avoid crowds? Which is like the very opposite of what I'd probably be doing because of all the things I want to do. But I don't like being in crowds or surrounded by a bunch of people. I think I really want like a very small, quaint, like intimate kind of like Christmas.
Yeah, I think that could be nice. I don't think that's what you're gonna get, but
I don't think that's what I'm gonna at all. Why can't I live in like Ohio
my
or
second dog was from
something?
Ohio.
Yeah, it was like nice and like family oriented town.
Yeah, that could be lovely. Let's go to Ohio.
But to Ohio.
Do you have a favorite holiday movie?
Yeah, I'm very basic. But I never remember what it's called. Ah, Love Actually.
Really?
Yeah, Love Actually and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Those are my two favorite
Like
movies.
the cartoon or the live action?
The live action, of course.
Oh yeah.
I
I'm not a
love Jim
huge
Carrey.
cartoon girl.
Yeah, yeah, that's my favorite. What about you?
I mentioned before, I don't have a specific favorite, but I really love any of like the rom-com type Christmas movies. I haven't watched them in a couple of years because I don't really believe in love anymore. But when I did believe, I used to love those movies, especially the ones about the three ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. But yeah, I really like those. Honestly, Hallmark movies. I'm a really big Hallmark movie person, but they make me a
They
little bit
still have
emotionally.
Hallmark?
What?
Hallmark is still around?
Of course.
Oh.
I think they actually stream them on Netflix now, but I could be
Because
wrong.
there's a bunch of like Love in a Villa or like these kind of movies where the city girl goes back
It's the
home.
same story every time, but I love it.
I
I
keep
would eat that
watching
stuff
it.
up.
It's just hard when you're a city girl going back to a city. You don't find
Oh my
love.
god.
There's no movie like that.
Okay, so let's move on to holidays of the future because we're always future oriented, thinking about what comes next. So,
Okay.
Chanel, what are some traditions you wish to start for your future Christmases, Kwanzas, Hanukkahs?
Yeah. For some reason, how I envision my future Christmases or future holidays is that we're like we all go. Sounds like a such a scary movie, but we all go to a cabin in the woods or just somewhere like very like deserted.
There's a movie. Did you see that movie that came out recently? It was
No, what is
it's kind of
it?
like a comedy, but it's like a group of like friends and they all go like they're all friends from college or high school or something and they go to
Yeah.
this cabin and they start playing this game, but it's all about like stereotypes about like black people or something like that.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about, right? And then
Yes. I know this.
and
I
then
haven't
they have
watched
to
it yet,
answer
but
the
I want to
questions
see it.
about black history, but if they don't get it right, then he kills them.
You know, it's so funny because when I was watching the trailer for this, there was one question. Of course, I know the answer, but I was like, wow, it's crazy how like the fact that somebody thought of a question that it's I don't know how to explain it, but like it's crazy how like as a group of people, we have a very similar mindset about very similar things. I love that.
That
I
movie
love
scared me when it first started. I was like, don't go.
I
I was
need to
like,
watch
don't go in the
more.
room, don't go in the room. And then they went in the
Of course they did. Which is crazy because they're black. We don't do those things.
I feel like that was even something that somebody said in the movie. They're like, oh, they wouldn't have gone in the room. Like,
Because we know. But back to my story.
yeah, let's continue with your story.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to do something where we're like a little bit deserted, like not in a city, and like do like a big like Christmas dinner or something. And I don't know. I see a fireplace, I see marshmallows and s'mores. Just like very cliche. I want a very cliche Christmas tradition kind of future.
That's nice.
Thanks.
I think there's a specific thing I want to do, and then there's a way I envision the holidays. I think for me, the holidays were always a time of a lot of stress because I think they came with a lot of judgment from family members.
Mm.
And so I would like a holiday that's stress free. And I always really like the idea of being able to bring some of my really close friends into my holiday traditions, just
Mm.
because I feel like we have such a strong like Slovak like cultural heritage. And I always thought it'd be so cool to be able to share that part of myself with my friends and people I'm closest with. And then I really want to get a real tree. I told Christine this. My parents took our fake tree down to Florida, so we have no Christmas tree left here,
Um,
but I really want a real tree. We never had a real tree before. I always wanted one. I'm really like connected to scents around the holidays. I just bought an aromatherapy machine for myself
oh, treat
for
yourself.
Christmas.
Yeah.
And I just love like having like calming scents around. So I think having a Christmas tree
Mm.
and smelling the pine would make me feel more connected with nature. But Christine says we can't do it because she doesn't want to be picking up pines all the time. But I
Oh,
feel like this is the perfect year to start this new tradition. But
oh, it's beautiful.
I
I
do
got a
want to
real
get my
tree
own
this year.
apartment. What happened?
I got a real tree.
For your apartment? Where did you put it?
So where did I put it or where did I get it?
Where did you put it?
Oh, I brought it to the office.
So not for your apartment.
No, but also the tree is like this small, like this small.
Okay.
But it's a real like tree. It's a real.
I just feel like that whole story was a lie. It just progressively became
I'm gonna
more
show you
apparent
the
that it was a
picture.
lie
I'm gonna
as you
show you the
explained more and
picture.
more details. How are you gonna say you bought a tree for your apartment and then you're gonna be like, oh, but I put it in the office?
Yeah, put it in the office, but then I had to leave the office, so it'll be back at home with me.
Okay.
Yeah, I decorated it and everything. It's so cute. I'll send you a picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So next question and last question. What would your perfect holiday consist of? And I want you to tell me things like what's the weather like? What kind of presents will you give and receive? Who is there? And what makes it so perfect?
Why does it sound like this whole agenda was written by a third grade teacher as she's about to give hot cocoa out to her classroom of students? Like,
I
oh,
wish it was hot cocoa, but you know I can't be a teacher. I already told you the story about UW.
but that's how it feels. Like, I feel like I'm in creative writing class.
I don't know, but I just love this.
Okay. Do you want to talk about your perfect holiday first, or should I go?
You go.
I'm gonna close my eyes and
Okay.
imagine it. Okay, my perfect holiday. We have a fireplace. It's me and my three closest friends and my boyfriend or husband or both of my boyfriends and my sister and my dog, and we're just sitting there in front of the fire. I have a glass of hot cocoa. No, scratch that. I don't like hot cocoa. I have a glass of tea. It wouldn't be in a glass, though. It would be in a cup. I have a cup of hot tea, and we're
Okay.
just warming our feet in front of the fireplace. And there's like stockings hung. We have our tree. All of the presents are already wrapped. I think it's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve, and we're excited, and we're up late, and we're gonna sleep in the next day. And that's that. It just there's a feeling of love in the air, maybe a little bit of
Mhm.
snow outside. Actually, I prefer for it to rain, but I know that's not as festive. So like sleeting would be ideal for me. And so you hear like the wind and the snow and like the rain like tapping on the glass. And you can kind of see it, but you're not really paying attention. And I'm cuddled up next to my husband. I changed my mind. It's not my boyfriend. It's my husband because my boyfriend's not going to come to my celebrations, only if we're married. And like I'm cuddled up next to him, and then my sister's playing with the dog, and then you're there. I think that's everyone. And my parents might be there, but they're like in the kitchen cooking for me because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
That's my ideal Christmas, the perfect holiday, perfect Christmas Eve. I actually really do like Christmas Eve the best because I feel like there's this feeling of anticipation. Whereas
Mm.
on Christmas morning, I have such high expectations, I get easily disappointed. I don't know
Mm.
why I'm waving like a lip gloss like this, like weird branding for Fenty. Um, but yeah, I think the day of Christmas, I always feel this need to like, I'm super excited and super happy about my presents, which I am, but I never want people to feel disappointed or for me to be disappointed.
Mm.
But Christmas Eve is fun because it's kind of like, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It could all be a surprise, and it's just a lot
Yeah.
more chill.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. So I'm gonna steal all of that,
No, you
actually.
can't. You can't.
No, actually, I decided I want us to do joint Christmases. Like
Who's us?
us, me and you.
Oh,
Who else is us?
I don't know. I just feeling like lately I felt like you just found a new me. Like I feel like you have this whole new life, and like you have everything together, and you have all these new friends and things.
Excuse me. This is the holiday special, not the therapy special.
Okay,
Okay.
well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No, I'm not gonna. I mean, no, none of that is true. I haven't found new friends. I just tend to make friends really quickly, so it just looks that way. But you know, you're my number one, okay? But I don't know. I just see like us doing Christmas in the future together, and I feel like this is so like not a me thing to say, but that's how I feel. Like really feel like we'll do Christmas like together, like both our families, like big families together. We'll have like the whole Christmas Eve dinner and everything. We're somewhere far, like this like a cabin or like a chateau. It's a chateau. And
Chateau Chanel.
exactly. And yeah, like I think that's how I really see Christmas in the future. Same thing. I want to snow though. That's the only thing. I want it to snow. Like I
But
want
not
it to
like
be
blizzard,
really
like
pretty.
a
No,
pleasant
not blizzard, like
snow.
very like light snow. Like there's some like a few inches, but nothing too crazy. No big cleaning the next day. Nothing like that. Yeah, just like our families together. I think that would be so nice.
I feel like it'd be so cool to do like a winter trip together as well. Like to
Yeah.
somewhere in the States, like Colorado or someplace where it's snowing quite a bit, maybe like Seattle. And we're kind
Yeah.
of just like in like a really modern house. Like I'm not gonna say a mansion, but like something that it kind of feels like a ski lodge. And there's
Yeah, exactly.
like
I want a
really, really high ceilings. And
cabin.
then I think like all
Exactly.
like interiors like dark and sleek. And that'll be like our
Yeah.
trip away from like the kids or the husbands, or if you consider them the same, like the
Oh,
pets, and it's just like you and I and like maybe another two of our really close, no, just you and I and maybe like one other friend.
it's our relationship.
And
It's
we're
our
kind of just like,
anniversary.
yeah, we just have this like luxurious, like pampering ourselves kind of trip away for like 3, 4 days.
I
And it's
know.
like snowing and there are like wolves running outside.
The
Yeah.
wolves. The
Yeah.
word my the wolves.
Did I lose you there?
You lost me with the wolves, but
But it would be
everything else
so
I
pretty. Like if
agree.
we were in Canada and like we saw like the wolves, they have all these like really pretty like white wolves. Like if we were
From
like
like
at
our
a wolf
binoculars. We see them
lodge.
from our binoculars because we're far from the
No, I
wolves.
want to be so close.
You could go there. I'll be in the car. I'll be in the car.
No, we're gonna see them from the window of our chateau.
That's too close to the house. Well,
Alas.
alas, alas. If you have gotten this far with us, thank you so much for sticking around. Especially like these past few months that we've come back and we've rebranded and everything. It's been really nice to know that there's people out there still listening.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
funny. I was editing podcast episodes yesterday because that's all I do these days. And I'm so proud of what we've created. And it's so
Oh,
amazing to have new people kind of signed on and listening. I think when we
yeah.
were doing this when we were in college, a lot of the episodes, they were good and we had a lot of people listening, but it was all people that were kind of in our circle. And so I think for
Mm,
the first time, we're branching off and kind of starting over and having new people on board, doing new scary things. And I was listening back and like listening to our growth, like I just couldn't stop smiling. I was so proud of like what we've created. And I'm so grateful for anybody who's been along on this ride, either as one of our guests or as a listener or just somebody who has given us advice and helped us reach our true
mm.
journalistic potential, which I'm not sure if we're quite there yet, but anybody who's helped us, I think it's been such a great season and there's still so much more. You know, we said we were going to stop at 10 episodes. That was our goal to hit 10. And we already have like, honestly, probably double that planned, including like with guests. So I think it says a lot about how much we care about this project and the response we've been getting.
Yeah, and also thank you for all the guests who came on the show and who shared their insight with us. It's definitely helped us like grow together, and individually as well. And this, as we already said, like this year has been quite tough for a lot of people out there. So the fact that you listeners and guests have like stuck around with us and continue to build this up has been truly, truly, I don't know, aspiring. I don't know how to finish. Grateful? No, this is a better word.
It's been
I
a
feel like
blessing.
a blessing. That's the best word. It's been a blessing.
It was just funny because you kept like, it felt like you were really going to say something authentic and then you just couldn't think of a word. I was like, oh.
It it couldn't, but it was authentic.
But it is, I think it is a blessing to have a platform and to have people that want to speak to you and will give you a shot. I think even just us pitching ourselves to new brands and new people and having them come on has just been so exciting. I think I even learned more about like asking questions. What kind of interviewer do I want to be? Where do I want to take this? And so it's been really great. And I feel so grateful to have this platform. Like, I feel like I can finally go up to someone and introduce myself and be like, hey, I'm Anne Marie and I have a podcast. Would you like to come on? You know, like it's part of my identity now.
Yeah. And with that, we want to wish you all a happy holiday season and a pleasant new year. And we will leave you here for 2023, but we will see you again in 2024.
Yes, be on the lookout for our next episode. We have a couple of really intense ones coming up. Those will
Mhm.
be coming out first, second week of January. But until then, we hope you spend this time catching up on our episodes and sharing them with your loved ones during the holiday season. But also, we hope you have an incredible holiday no matter what you celebrate and you feel loved, cherished, and worthy of this holiday season.
Mm-hmm. and continue elevating your potential with us together. We're only going up from here.
Oh, yeah. This has been Anne Marie.
And Chanel.
And for the final time of 2023, we are the girls of Sweet 15.
Sweet 15.
The recording has stopped.